This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by Royston Barney-Smith. This is take two, just the day after Royston. I apologise. Obviously, we had a technical fault with our interview from yesterday, so kind of going back over what we spoke about. First and foremost, how are you doing today?
All good, all good. How you been?
I'm good, thank you. Just to kind of touch on yesterday, your first press conference, I imagine,
Yeah,
as a pro yet, but obviously building into it. What did you make of the entire, surroundings and the experience?
I thought it was all right. It come kind of natural to me because where I like boxed as an amateur and then highly decorated, I just take everything pretty much in my stride.
As it was mentioned yesterday, Royston, you're only 17 and you're planning to turn pro in January when you turn 18, with Frank Warren being the man to guide you. So, first and foremost, why have you taken that decision at such a young age?
Well, I was going to go to the 2024 Olympics, but the problem is COVID, and it was all up in the air at one stage, and I didn't know what I was going to do to proceed or carry on my dream as being an Olympian, or another dream of mine, becoming the youngest world champion. So I thought, let's go to the pro ranks and obviously fulfill my dream.
How difficult of a decision was that to make, Royston? Because you'd like to think hopefully by 2024 things are relatively a lot more back to normal. We've seen
Yeah.
the Olympics take place this year, granted under different circumstances than any previous year. But how difficult was it to make that decision, knowing that 2024 is still a long way away?
Well, it was hard for me because it was a massive dream of mine because I wanted to become the sportsman of British boxing as an amateur. Like I wanted to be the face of it, but I was until last year until it all collapsed because all the boxing got cancelled, all the championships and so forth. But apart from that, I had to think hard and long about the decision, what I wanted to do and where I want to go with it. But I did decide a couple of months ago that I do want to turn pro, and I have made the decision to turn pro with Frank Warren.
Royston, you've achieved an incredible deal of success during your time as an amateur. But when
Yeah.
we spoke yesterday and when we're speaking today, you're very level-headed, you're very grounded. And for somebody so young as well, despite your successes, what's kept you kind of focused on the task at hand and focused on your career?
Well, I believe that I got a lot more to offer. Like I think I've only scratched the surface of myself as the young age of 17 and not being a man yet. But I believe I've got everything what I need to turn over and become the youngest world champion. I believe I got all the skills in the bag to do that.
So have you got a timeline in mind as to when you would like to be? You've just said you want to be the youngest world champion. So when do you look to compete and challenge for world titles?
2021.
You believe by wait, you believe by wait, it's 2021 now, so when do you believe you'll be able to challenge for world honours?
21. About 2024.
Yeah. And obviously just moving forward, you've teamed up with Frank, as we say. When you first met Frank, what was the initial discussion like? What did Frank say to you about the plan that he wanted to put into place?
Well, the plan he wanted to slow roll me for the first couple of years, and then obviously build my man strength, build sharpen up all my tools to take on the high level opponents. But that's all we needed to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what the team thought was great. Also, I like Frank as a person and as a manager and a promoter. He knows what he's doing. He's been in the game for a long time. I trust him. He trusts me. I believe in his skills and he believes in mine.
I was going to say, Royston, what made Frank stand out for you? Because I don't imagine you were short on offers from promoters and managers and what have you.
No, I had a couple offers by various people, but I just knew deep down Frank is the man for me. Like he's got the pedigree of young fighters, bringing them through the ranks and getting them where they need to be.
Also, you're training with Wayne Batten, or training under Wayne Batten as well. Talking about
Yeah.
your work with Wayne and what he sees in you.
Well, Wayne sees the potential of me being British champion times I'm 21 is when I'm allowed to fight for it. But I want to be world champion times then. But who knows what can happen? But I believe I can. No, he's a lovely guy. He's great to work with. He knows the fundamentals very, very well, and he knows how to peak me and not peak me and get me in the right condition.
you've got the likes of Ryan Garner and Mark Chamberlain who also train down there as well. What's it like
Yeah.
working alongside those guys who are not yet reaching their potential, but certainly building their careers slowly?
Yeah. Well, Mark's, I think, it's like 7th in England now, or 5th, and he's only had 8 fights. It's good to look up to people in the gym and chase them and trying to like accomplish and more than they have, and we all push one another. And like Ryan's at 10 fights now, top 6. He's getting up there now. But yeah, it's a great place to be, and it's a great team to push me forwards.
One fight we're trying to get your thoughts on is one between Mark and Sam Noakes. That's been well thought of and discussed for a while now. Just be your thoughts if we did see that cracker take place. I know obviously you're back, Mark, but just get your thoughts on it.
My thought, I reckon Mark early round is gonna definitely do it, 100%.
And then just moving forward as well. I forgot my question now, blimey. Oh, right. Oh, that was it, right. Sparring, picking that back up there, Royston, apologies for that. I know obviously you've spent some time sparring with, Martin J. Ward, Dennis McCann, amongst others. Talk to me about those experiences. Obviously, Martin, he's fought at world level before, he fell short, but he's done so. And obviously, Dennis McCann's very, very highly thought of in the ranks.
Well, it's a great experience. It's good to get the rounds and with the opposition what they're at, because they're high. They know what they're doing. They're not the local lad out the old boxing gym. They are world ranked. But no, it was a great experience. Like, I've been sparring pro since I've been 14, so it wasn't a lot different, but it was a bit of a higher step, and I thought I held my own, and it was good. It was a great experience.
You spoke about man strength earlier, Royston, but knowing you've been sparring them since you were 14, have you felt kind of like you need to develop your man strength?
Not really as such. Like, I'm not like trying to boast myself or nothing, but I've always been able to have a bit of a bang there, see, to slow them up. So that hasn't really been a problem. It's just say like I use my boxing ability more than my punching ability, but I got a fine line now, and I know how to set up the shot and land it and just switch them off now.
Royston, for those who will follow your journey, follow your career, what should they be in store for? How would you describe your boxing style?
Ooh, I'm gonna say it's a Sugar Ray Leonard cross Roy Jones.
Some very highly thought of people there to live up to, Royston. But
yeah,
I appreciate your time today. I appreciate you doing this interview again. Have a good one, mate, and thank you, Speed to Boxing Social.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.